Welcome to Course 4, Foundation, Certified Supply Chain Professional, CSCP, course, by SPAO Academy. Topic 3, Sourcing Products and Services, Section 7, Supplier Evaluation and Selection, Lesson 7, Common Pitfalls in Supplier Selection. Common pitfalls in supplier selection. You've defined your requirements, researched potential suppliers, and are ready to make a choice. However, even experienced procurement professionals can fall into traps that lead to late deliveries, poor quality, or hidden costs. For a beginner, recognizing these pitfalls before you sign a contract is crucial. This lesson outlines the most common mistakes and how to avoid them. 1. Focusing solely on price. This is the most common pitfall. While staying within budget is important, choosing the lowest priced supplier often leads to hidden costs. The risk: cheap pricing may result in low-quality materials, poor customer service, missed delivery deadlines, or hidden fees for shipping and tooling. How to avoid it? Look at the total cost of ownership, TCO. Consider quality, lead times, shipping costs, payment terms, and reliability. Sometimes paying 5% more upfront saves you 20% in operational headaches later. 2. Failing to check references or visit facilities. It is risky to trust a website or a sales pitch without verifying the supplier's operations. The risk: a supplier may exaggerate their production capacity, financial stability, or quality control standards. How to avoid it? Always ask for and contact at least 3 references. If possible, conduct a site visit, in person or virtual, to see the working conditions, equipment, and quality processes firsthand. For high-stakes purchases, consider a third-party audit. 3. Ignoring cultural and communication barriers. When sourcing globally, differences in language, time zones, and business etiquette can create friction. The risk: misunderstandings regarding specifications, contract terms, or delivery schedules. Yes, in some cultures simply means, I hear you, not, I agree. How to avoid it? Confirm all critical details in writing. Use simple, unambiguous language. Establish a clear communication protocol, e.g., weekly video calls, to ensure alignment. 4. Overlooking financial stability. A supplier might have great products and excellent service, but if they are financially unstable, your supply chain is at risk. The risk: the supplier could go out of business mid-contract, demand upfront payment due to cash flow issues, or cut corners on quality to stay afloat. How to avoid it? Request financial statements or use business credit reports, like Dun & Bradstreet. If the supplier is a startup or struggling financially, consider shorter payment terms or holding a safety stock to mitigate risk. 5. Relying on one supplier, single sourcing. Putting all your eggs in one basket is a major risk factor. The risk: if that single supplier faces a fire, labor strike, or logistics failure, your business grinds to a halt with no backup plan. How to avoid it? Whenever possible, dual source critical items, split volume between 2 suppliers, or maintain a qualified backup supplier. If single sourcing is unavoidable, ensure you have a clear disaster recovery plan in the contract. 6. Rushing the selection process. Pressure to launch a product or meet a deadline often leads to skipping due diligence. The risk: signing a contract without fully negotiating terms, defining service level agreements, SLAs, or verifying compliance leads to disputes later. How to avoid it? Build a realistic timeline that includes time for vetting, negotiation, and contract review by legal experts. A 2-week delay in selection is better than a 2-year headache of poor performance. 7. Misaligned expectations, scope creep. Assuming the supplier knows what you want without explicit documentation. The risk: the supplier delivers exactly what was written in a vague email, but it doesn't match what you actually needed. How to avoid it? Create a detailed scope of work, or specification sheet. Define quality standards, packaging requirements, delivery windows, and consequences for non-compliance before signing. Summary checklist for beginners. Before finalizing your supplier, ask yourself: pitfall prevention checklist. Price focus: did I calculate the total cost of ownership? No vetting: did I speak to references or visit the facility? Communication: are our expectations documented in writing? Financial risk: is this supplier financially stable? No backup: do I have a plan B if this supplier fails? Rushed process: did I allocate enough time for due diligence? Vague scope: is the scope of work clear and signed by both parties? Conclusion: supplier selection is not just about finding someone who can sell you a product, it is about building a reliable partnership. By avoiding these 7 common pitfalls, you protect your organization from supply chain disruptions, hidden costs, and operational stress. As a beginner, remember, slow is smooth, and smooth is fast. Taking the extra time to vet properly will save you exponential time in the long run. I really appreciate you spending your time with me today. If you want to learn more, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Your like means the world to us and helps this channel grow so we can continue bringing you great content. Thanks again, and see you on the next video.